Hello and welcome. This is a presentation for English 109, Intro to True Crime, about Luca Magnotta, the murder of John Lynn. This is a presentation by Cooper Parkins, Peyton Miller, Kimberly Nguyen, J. Baran-Kamoura, myself, and Axel Avando Lopez. Today we'll discuss how it all relates to true crime and how the story takes place. To start off, a Chinese university student, John Lin, was brutally stabbed and dismembered while he was studying in Montreal, Canada. Lin's murder was filmed and posted online by Luca Magnotta. His hands and feet were mailed to an elementary school and political office. Published in allthat'sinteresting.com, author Mark Oliver, editor John Kurowski. The group chose this story because we saw it on the top 10 true crime video, and we expressed interest in this story. Defining true crime. True crime tends to have authors who do research on a crime in the real world and usually write a book, film a movie, or record a podcast breaking down the thought process of how the crime went down. The story of Luca Magnotta's crimes fit perfectly into the genre. It checks out all of the boxes you'd expect in a case like this. True crime usually means someone dives into the nitty-gritty detail of a real crime. In this case, Magnotta was involved in the brutal murder of John Lin, a Chinese international student, and even recorded parts of it. Journalists and documentary creators alike have done extensive writing on this case, trying to piece together Magnotta's motives and trace the timeline of events. A large part of true crime is getting into criminal minds, and Magnotta's obsession with fame and his bizarre online presence made him prime candidate for this genre. The case has also been covered everywhere, including articles, books, and documentaries such as Don't Fuck with Cats on Netflix, as well as multiple podcasts covering this disturbing story. On top of all of that, this case highlights the dark side of internet fame and online sleuthing, which oftentimes is a large component of true crime stories. Overall, it's the kind of story that doesn't just tell you what happened, but rather gets people thinking about what is really happening online, like sought after fame, abnormal psychologies, and the internet's influence on our lives. On May 25th, 2012, Magnotta uploaded the video of himself brutally murdering and dismembering John Lynn in his apartment in Montreal, Canada. He uploaded the 11-minute long video titled One Lunatic, One Ice Pick to bestgore.com, which documented the horrors of himself hacking John Lynn into pieces. John Lynn was a 33-year-old who had been living in Montreal for less than a year before his murder in the spring of 2012. He was looking to build friendships in his new home, and when Luca Magnotta contacted him, he was just happy to have a friend. Magnotta claimed that the two had met the night of May 24th after Lynn responded to a Craigslist ad, subsequently meeting that night. The last text Lynn sent was to a friend at 9 p.m., which was the last anyone heard of or saw him until the video had been uploaded. This video was not the first act of violence Magnotta committed, recorded, and uploaded to the internet. Magnotta had a history of violent behaviors and posted his acts online, raising concern among the public. A year and a half before the brutal killings of John Lynn, Magnotta uploaded a video titled One Boy, Two Kittens, which showed the suffocation and killing of two kittens in a vacuum-sealed bag. Magnotta experienced trauma in his life, with his parents abandoning him at the age of 10 and the age of 18. He started showing symptoms of paranoid schizophrenia, a disorder he inherited from his father, claiming that he would hear voices. It is also suspected that Magnotta had a narcissistic tendency, the way that he tried to gain validation through artificial fame and false popularity. He convinced himself that he was in fact famous. He worked hard to build up his presence online through the creation of fake Wikipedia pages, excessively posting, complimenting himself on his own posts, and spreading rumors about himself dating a serial killer. When these attempts at fame failed, Magnotta turned away from his celebrity persona and started uploading videos of himself brutally murdering multiple kittens, and later, John Lynn. Internet sleuths that had been tracking Magnotta for years put a lot of pieces together to help authorities find Lynn's killer. With multiple sources of evidence, it was not difficult for authorities to track the killer. After the video of Lynn's murder was confirmed authentic and security footage from the night of the murder was released from Magnotta's apartment building, it did not take long for police to arrive at his residence. There, they found blood on the mattress, bathtub, refrigerator, and elsewhere. Magnotta was not there. They had their killer. But by that point, Magnotta had already fled to Paris under his own name, which made it easy for the officials to follow his trail. He then took a bus to Berlin, where police finally tracked him down. On June 4th, police found Magnotta at an internet cafe, Googling his own name, reveling in his own fame. How does this article compare to True Detective? Both articles use quotes from the people who were involved in finding the identity of the killers. In True Detective, that was the police. But in the killing of John Lynn, it was the people on these sites who found his identity. The True Detective article felt more like it was trying to tell a story, and focused on praising the police for the job they did. This story, on the other hand, more directly reports the incident, and the article spent a lot of time talking about Luca's life before the murder. The article we found is able to tell the whole story of the case from start to finish, while the True Detective article ended before the trial was over, making it feel unresolved. Another major difference they have is due to when they came out. While the True Detective article is restricted to print, the online article we found had a video embedded that showed the killer and victim together, as well as video proof of the killer disposing of John Lynn's remains. Thank you to all who are listening, and thank you to all who helped making this possible. We appreciate your ears and your time, and if you haven't already, check your back door. Make sure it's locked, and have a great day.